I finally beat Demonspawn Faction Wars. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Fenyks-Gaming here. You already know, with another episode of Raid Shadow Legends. And today I'm going to be showing you how I beat the Demonspawn Faction Wars Stage 21 without a Duhr or a Duchess. So let's go ahead and take a look at who I was using and how the run went. So hopefully you can use some of the strats for yourself. Okay, dive right into the champions. We'll sort by faction as per the usual when we're doing faction war overviews. Let's see, where is Demonspawn? Are they pretty low down here? Boom, here they are. Okay, so not too long ago, I pulled this champion during the 10X, Wythir the Crowned, and I did a little video review on her. Man, she is so good. Not gonna lie, that video review did not do her justice. I got to see last night just what she was actually capable of doing in long extended fights, and she's just so good. So good. I hope some of you guys got her. If you did, drop a comment. I want to know. Is she working out for you? Did you build her to do great work with your team? Because man, she is just carrying my demon spawns. Okay, I used Wythir the Crowned. Let's go over her skills. Soul's Impalement, got a % chance to drop an AoE leech. In addition to the damage, she also places a continuous heal buff on a random ally for 2 turns. That comes clutch in the Faction Wars run, so keep an eye on that. Feel no pain. She increases defense, activates all continuous heals, and then increases their duration by 1 turn. But she does also consume 1 turn, so it's a net 0 effect of like duration. And then her A3, she removes all debuffs from all allies and heals all allies by 30% of her HP. That's important because yeah, it's a big heal. Okay, so then moving on, Eternal Flame is her passive, places a 15% continuous heal buff on the ally with the lowest HP for 1 turn at the start of each turn. I accidentally used this to my advantage, the structure in how she places this or how she targets the continuous heal, but you'll see in the run a little later on. Second, we used Krutraxa. Second, we used Krutraxa, who is a cool single target nuker. I could have built her better, but she was my first void Lego that I pulled, so it was a while ago. So she's not built the best. She is near crit capped. She has decent crit damage. Crit damage. Good attack. I mean, 4,500 is nothing to be ashamed of. She is so dang squishy, though. I mean, like, she goes down. Like a well-placed fart takes this girl down. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's move on to her kit. I'm gonna start with her kit's a little weird, so I'm gonna start with the A2. Her A2 has a 75% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns, and she has a 75% chance of removing 2 random buffs from the target. It is 100% chance if it's booked. I'm probably not gonna put books into her unless I find myself at some kind of weird surplus in the future. If she were booked, the run would have been a lot easier, not gonna lie, but she wasn't, and it wasn't. It was a bit of a struggle, but that's neither here nor there. So, it also grants an extra turn. That's important. And then her A1 attacks one enemy 4 times, ignores 50% of the enemy's defense, okay? This is where it gets a little weird, because she starts off each round with a revive on death for 2 turns. Curse of Writhing, because it grants an extra turn, makes her immediately go through those 2 turns. I like her, I don't like her at the same time, because that's stupid. I think she needs a buff. As a Void Lego, I think she needs a buff. Because it's all a single target. Like, make her kit a little smarter, you know what I mean? Make it bring a little bit more utility or a lot more damage, and then I'll be happier. But either way, still a decent champ, still better than nothing. Next champion I use, someone everyone can get, Drexar Blood Twin. If you know him, you love him. If you've built him, you know what I mean. He's a great champ. You don't really need a lot of speed on him. Just defense and accuracy, and I mean resistance probably is a good idea too. This champion's strong. looking at his, here we'll start with his A1. Triple hitter, 30% chance of placing an HP burn on each hit. Heals his champion by 20% of the damage inflicted if the target is under an HP burn. So a little bit of sustain built in. Lots of passive slow damage by this guy. He's such a beast in places like Doom Tower. Long extended fights where those HP burns really have a chance to do their work. And you know, he's invaluable for a lot of accounts that don't have a solid heavy tank for things like Doom Tower. Burning Lash attacks all enemies, has a 40% chance, 60% chance when booked of placing a provoke for 1 turn. That is a pretty low percent chance. Luckily we had some good RNG this run, so it worked out pretty well. This chance is increased to 100% if the target's under an HP burn debuff. So if you have somebody going ahead of him dropping HP burn, then you can guarantee that you're dropping that provoke as well. Also places a 50% decreased attack if the provoke is placed. All his damage is based on defense. He has crazy multipliers if you build him that way. I think who was it? I forget who it was. Cold Brew, I think, built like a nuke Drexlar, and it was hilarious to watch. His passive, 55% chance of placing HP burn debuff for 2 turns on the attacker whenever he's hit. This is why he's like one of the best tanks in the game. You provoke, get everybody to attack you, HP burn goes on him. It's nice. His champion's resistance is increased by 10 for every enemy under an HP burn. Stacks up to 50. That's huge, right? Just a free 50 resistance built into your Drexlar. This guy is he's resilient to say the least. You know what I mean? So let's keep moving on. We're almost done with the champion overview. Tyrant Ixlamore, right? 100% free to play this guy.
Do I detect a note of sarcasm?
Are you kidding me? This baby is off the charts. Right.
No, just kidding. He was the first legendary I ever pulled. I was super excited because it catapulted my account through Spider, and here's why. So his A1, much like Drexlar, heals him by a percent of the damage if the target's under HP burn. Let's see here. And yep. Oh, actually, he by 25% of the damage inflicted if it's not under HP burn, and 50% of the damage inflicted if the enemy is under HP burn. So that's even better. His A2, this is the kicker of his kit. AoE HP burn, 100% chance to land. Nice, as long as it's not a weak hit, and he has the accuracy. It is landing. Now, here's where his kit gets a little weird. He is an HP champ. His damage is based on defense, though. What? Come on, this champion could have been insane if it scaled on HP. Anyways, moving on. All right. It's A3, Infernal Minions. 50% ally protection on everyone but this champion for 2 turns, and a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Super good. Fires of Doom. Now, I highlighted this ability in the last Hydra video I did. My best Hydra run ever. This decreases the damage inflicted by enemies under HP burns by 10%. He's actually an excellent clan boss, ally protect too, because if like you're running like Geo team and HP burns up full time, then automatically the Geo and his passive are stacking. The Geo passive and his passive are stacking, reducing the clan boss damage by a significant amount. Okay, last but not least, it is not Atchak. Atchak's great, got me all the way to 20, did not get me through 21. For that I had to use Umbral Enchantress. Now this would have been a lot easier if her A3 and A2 were fully booked, but as luck would have it, during CBC I ran out of books, and the only ones that didn't get booked were the ones that I wanted, because RNG, right? What? Okay. Skills. A3, 2-turn provoke, friggin' huge. It also puts an unkillable on her for 2 turns. It does block her active skills for 5 turns, though. It cannot be resisted. It cannot be cleansed. So it's a little catch, but it works out. Umbral is a great champ. Some newer players reading Umbral's kit might be like, why do I want to lock myself out for 5 turns? It's actually just a really strong kit, and the way that Faction Wars 21 works, I'll show you here in a little bit. That 2-turn unkillable lasts a very long time. Immolate, 80% chance when unbooked to place a block buffs debuff for 3 turns. Super strong in Faction Wars 21 for Demonspawn, because they get those Valkyrie waves. And I'll show you how that works a little later on, here in just a little bit actually. And then her A1 gets stronger as her HP decreases. Typically that's a really good ability because, I mean, that's a really good multiplier because she can be taken down to 1 HP and not die. She didn't generally get that low in my comp because of Wythir, but you'll be seeing that in the run. Masteries. Hers were not done this far when I did the run. Weirdly enough, I forgot that I had to run her through Minotaur quite a bit yesterday, and I didn't put these masteries in like an idiot. And then where did everybody go? Okay, masteries for everyone else. I need to actually go check that. I don't think anybody has completed masteries on this team, so no completed masteries there. Drexthar does. Let's see here. Kutraxa almost. Why did I stop? Anyways, so Drexthar, standard tank build, accuracy and like, you know, beefiness. Kutraxa, standard DPS build. If I had you know, that T6 mastery, then I probably could have gotten this done a lot quicker. Wythir, her masteries are done. Okay. I forgot I maxed her out completely as soon as I got her. And I believe that is all, right? Tyrant, yeah, I already went over his. He does not have all his masteries done. Alright, so that's it for the champions. Let's go ahead and hop into the run. This was recorded last night, and the recording stopped partway through, so it's kind of broken up from 2 different runs, but you'll see, like, I always reset the, for runs like this where I'm, like, trying to get the clear for the first time, I always reset the cooldowns at the transition between rounds, so it's not gonna be an issue. It's basically the same exact thing. And let's get right into it. We have Demonspawn Faction Wars 21. You saw in there that I'd already 3-starred it because I forgot to record the first time that I attempted it. Anyways, here we are. Quick discussion. In these waves right here where it's Martyr, the 2 Martyrs, my highest priority is taking those Martyrs down because the counterattack and provokes can really mess up my rotation. So that's really my highest focus. Long story short, she's the most disruptive to my team's rotation and the plans that I had. So Martyr needs to go, the 2 Martyrs need to go as quickly as possible. Let's go ahead and get started here. Wythir's already started going. You see, Umbral Enchantress went ahead and placed a 5-person 2-turn provoke. So at this point, I don't have much to worry about. I am autoing, but I'm focusing the first Martyr, the one up front. And a couple of my champs have the mastery that decrease enemy turn meter the first time they're hit with their A1, so that really helps stagger the rotation here. And guys, during any of the slow points, I'm going to be fast forwarding, so you don't have to watch the whole thing in its duration, because this run is by no means setting any land speed records. This is a slow run with gradual damage that just focuses on keeping, you know, everyone alive. Umbral Enchantress is probably one of the most difficult ones to keep alive in this comp because she is only 5-star, so she's missing like 40% of her stats. But it still works out because of how great of a healer Wythir is. You see, every turn she's placing that continuous heal on top of Umbral, and then every few turns, I think it's 3 turns, she activates those, and then extends their duration like in the middle of the turn. So it really helped keeping Umbral alive. And you see, as soon as that Martyr went down, that first Martyr went down, I switched targets over to the other Martyr because again, they were the most disruptive. And I'm not really concerned about what the other guys are doing. Maybe Black Knight, who carries a provoke in his kit, but other than that, not really. So here's where I had to swap over recordings because the recording stopped. Let's go ahead and maximize that. And I went ahead and reduced the size of my picture here so you can see more of the run and less of me. Alright, so quick thing to note here. Alright, Umbral Enchantresses abilities kind of go in a different order this round, because the really dangerous part of this round are the Valkyries. Okay, their counterattack and shield is so stout. Warcaster, obviously very difficult to deal with if he puts up his block damage, so it kind of slows things down, kind of messes everything up. But if you pair that with Valkyrie's counterattack and big shield, then it gets really dangerous. So we're gonna focus on getting Drexthar's provoke out there, really important, and then Umbral Enchantress's block buffs for 2 turns. Okay, so watch how this plays out. So Tyrant's going to put out his HP burn, which increases Drexthar's provoke chance as long as he doesn't weak hit to 100%. Now he weak hitted on that one Valkyrie in the corner. At this point, that Valkyrie in the corner is a little bit faster than my Umbral Enchantress. Okay, and that's important to know. But Krutraxa has that passive, or that mastery, where she reduces the enemy's turn meter by just a hair when she attacks with her A1. So this gives my Umbral a chance to throw out her block buffs, which is awesome. And it's going to grant us an extra turn for Umbral to go ahead and use her 2-turn provoke here, effectively locking up the enemy team for 3 turns. Now that Valkyrie did go up, did end up cutting in line, so I have 1 counterattack up there. So it's a good thing though that I got the block buffs up on the majority of the team prior to that happening. So here, that's where Umbral, protected herself for 2 turns, and then, in addition to that, locked up the remainder of their team for another 2 turns. So at this point, we're looking pretty good. I'm optimistic that the run's going to work. And it didn't always work. This was not a 100% completion team. This is like, I think I'm at a 40% completion. Well, for 3-star. I could have gone, all the way if I wanted something less than 3-star, but I wanted to showcase a 3-star run, not partial completion. So it was right here that I thought I had it, that I was coming to the end of this round, but just watch what's about to happen. It made me, son of a
language,
right? That was, that I was very annoyed by that. And it was at this point that I started to have a heart-to-heart with Krutraxa about how she better strip these debuffs with her A2, or we're gonna have to talk about her finding a new home. Not just yet, but the next time she went. And I did decide to burn a cooldown here in a second on Wythir, because everybody was getting a little. Well, 2 of them were getting a little low, and I was like, it would be a shame if this run failed right here. So Wythir pops her A3, boom, big heal, 23k across the board, almost 24,000. We're coming up on Krutraxa's turn, where she actually gets to, she takes a chance, or she gets a chance to impress me. So, coming up here in just a sec. and she was able to remove the buffs.
Are you happy now?
And that's that point that I was talking about, that it would have been a lot easier if she was fully booked. So quick pause here. All my cooldowns are reset except for Wythir's big heal, her big nuke heal. But the boss here, quick explanation of this fight. You've probably encountered it several times, but quick explanation of the mechanics. Chance to freeze yourself when you attack the boss. She AoEs, chance to provoke, chance to fear. Really annoying. And then her adds, obviously you have Skull Crown here doing big damage, and then you have, I forget who this one is, but I'm pretty sure this one heals the boss. So the ads absolutely have to go down. You can't just ignore the ads. Otherwise, the fight you just won't win the fight. The ads have to go down. They do not get revived. So it's a permanent solution if you take them down. So the main purpose here, when I started, was control the ads, right? They needed to be handled. And then focus down first the big damage. I can deal with heals as a function of time. But that Skull Crown damage would do work on me if she was ever able to go, just left up to her own devices. Once I had them provoked for 2 turns, I felt it was safe to go full auto with a targeted focus on Skull Crown. Alright, and right here, Skull Crown went down, so switching targets over to the other ad to stop the healing from ruining my life here. My whole team is healthy. Wythir's keeping them so healthy with that passive, and what's great about the way her kit is that continuous heal goes up regardless of whether or not she's provoked or feared. It's always going to go up, so there's some sustain going up every single turn that she takes, even if she doesn't get to use it. So now that ad has gone down, obviously we're not going to do anything but focus the boss. Right now, the odds of success are looking great. It really just depends on, can we sustain ourselves long enough to finish this and get through those, the RNG of fears and provokes. And there you have it. 3-star run, no Duchess, no Duhr, no opportunity or minimal opportunities for mistakes to happen. But that's the run. If you look at the damage here, we have Drexthar in the Drexthar actually in second place. Tyrant in the lead with almost 2 million damage. Drexthar with a respectable 1 million damage. These are both because of their HP burns, not because of their direct attacks. Krutraxa really letting the team down here, right? 900k damage. Not really worried about Umbral and Wythir's damage because they're really here for control and sustain. But they did their job really well. Okay, so that is the team. That is the run. I'm super excited finally having downed Demonspawn. But yeah, drop a comment. Let me know the team that you used to beat Demonspawn, or if you have any questions about whether other champs are viable. Alright? Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much for watching. And guys, if you like this content, please do us a favor and leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithm know that, creating quality content for you. I'm really enjoying making these videos for you guys, and I want to continue to do so. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Y'all have a great day.